Hello and welcome back to the Diski Preview Show, both brought to you by Betfred. And if you haven't joined us as yet, make sure to hit the link in the description below so you can join our beautiful and growing, fast-growing family here at Betfred. And you can place your bets on betfred.co.za, but we also have stores all around the country. Make sure to visit our branches all around South Africa, from Johannesburg to the Northwest, to the Free State, to the Western Cape. We have a branch in and around your area. Today we are joined as usual by the ever reliable Mr. Reliable himself. Mr. I know the game better than you, and sometimes I always get it spot on. Mr. E, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks, man. It's great to be back on the show after the FIFA break.
It's fantastic to have you back. I know the international break was quite, worrisome for a lot of people. A lot of people wanted football back, and now we have it back.
Yeah, we have it back, and I'd like to congratulate Bafana for qualifying for AFCON. I think it wasn't easy, but we had to pull through, eh?
Yeah.
And coming back, we're going straight to a mouth-watering weekend starting tomorrow.
And not just a mouth-watering weekend now. Make sure to stay tuned here on betfred.co.za and also here on Betfred YouTube and our social media pages, because this is going to be one of the most interesting months you'll have to deal with as a sporting fan, because the UEFA Champions League is back with the last 8. Mm-hmm. And not only that, we also have what's happening in the Premier League this weekend. Big match with Liverpool versus Manchester City. Yeah. And also the CAF Champions League also into its knockout phases. Yeah. The Copa Libertadores out there in South America also in its knockout phases. Yeah. So you have so many options to go for and so many footballing markets to look at. So we're going to start our conversation with a conversation look at the Premier League.
Manchester City playing Liverpool.
Yes.
That is going to be a very, very big affair, I tell you. But I think Manchester City has been playing very well. I think they've won something like 6 games in a row, beating Burnley 6-0, and I think they beat RB Leipzig 7-0. That's about 13 goals in about 2 matches.
Yeah.
That's a very high return from their strikers. Yeah. So it's all happening tomorrow. We'll wait to see what happens.
Well, Manchester City, they've been doing quite so well for themselves in all competitions.
Yes.
But in the Premier League this season, it hasn't quite gone their way. They have not been the team to look at. They've been the team to look at, obviously, in the sense of the title challenges. But in terms of the title race itself, the front runners are Arsenal.
Yes, Arsenal it looks like it's going to be taking this one here because there's a difference of about 8 points. So that's the reason why this is a crucial showdown tomorrow against Liverpool, because of Manchester City slips, then it might be as well as be game over. But Liverpool also is trying to secure a top 4 spot. So it makes this one a mouth-watering affair.
If you look at it right now, Manchester City is sitting on a win probability of 58%, with Liverpool sitting on 19%, and also a drop probability of 23%. And that also speaks to the fact that when we were creating our multi-best slips for today, we did go for that Manchester City win. So do you think that this fairly reflects City's dominance coming into this game?
Yes, definitely it does. I know that Haaland won't be playing because he's got an injury, but he's going to go through a fitness test today or tomorrow morning. But it looks like it's going to be doubtful. But even though he's not there, I think they've got enough Arsenal in front to beat Liverpool, who haven't been consistent in their games of late. So Manchester United seems to be taking this one at 58%.
Yes, and looking at the history between these two matches now, you can also access the stats on betfred.co.za. And I'm looking at this. These teams have met quite a number of times. Liverpool have won this fixture 29 times. There's been 18 draws and 14 wins in favour of City. City's biggest win against Liverpool is a 5-0 win, while Liverpool's biggest win against Manchester City is a 6-0 win. But look at the amount of goals that have been scored in this match. Liverpool have scored 108 goals in this game, with only 89 scored by Manchester City. Yes. So are you expecting goals? Do you think both teams will have goals in them going into the game?
Yeah, definitely both teams will score goals, but you must remember that Liverpool is not the team that used to be last season. I think they're struggling this time around, but they will try to score, but Manchester United is going to take this one. Manchester City.
So Liverpool also, with that in said, you were saying that their form this season hasn't been quite so good. But Liverpool, last season in the FA Cup, they managed to beat Manchester City by 3-2, and they managed to beat They managed to beat City twice this season already. With the Community Shield, they won 3-1, and they beat them in the Premier League 1-0. This is obviously the reverse fixture in the Premier League. Do you think they can continue that thread? Because the last time they did meet, they met in the AFL Cup, and Manchester City came out trumps with a 3-2 win.
Yeah, I think Manchester City is going to take this one definitely. So because Liverpool, remember they lost the last match to Bournemouth. by one goal to nil. So if they're going to continue with their loss of form, well, Manchester United is going to take this one.
Don't forget that Liverpool had that 7-0 win over Manchester United, then they went on to lose to Bournemouth and Real Madrid back-to-back 1-0 losses. And you're right, with Manchester City, they beat Burnley 6-0, they beat Leipzig 7-0, and they also beat Crystal Palace 1-0. City also then beat Newcastle 2-0. So if you put that all together, we're looking at double-digit fixtures there in the last 4 to 5 games. So Mr. E, that is where we leave it for that. But now the conversation has to continue with the match between two German giants in recent times. I know a lot of you who are traditionally fans of the German Bundesliga will tell me about Schalke 04 and their dominance during those late 90s and early 2000s. But now we talk about a team that's crossed over the 2010s in quite some good light, which is Dortmund. They'll be facing Bayern Munich now. They come into this game, Dortmund sitting top of the league, Bayern Munich sitting in second. Mr. E, talk to me about that.
Yeah, Dortmund is 1 point ahead of Bayern Munich, and I understand Bayern Munich fired their coach in the last game.
Yes, they did.
But now the problem, my worry is that the coach hasn't had enough time with the squad, because most of them were on international assignments. So it's going to be difficult to try and imprint his ideas on how to approach the game, or the understanding his philosophy is going to be difficult. Yet again, if you look at the coach, I think it's Thomas Tuchel.
It is Thomas Tuchel.
Yes, Thomas Tuchel. The last time he was at Chelsea, he's very well known for being defensive.
Yes.
The last time he went to Chelsea, they went on to play 14 games, only conceded twice. And the problem that was there at Bayern Munich was that they were conceding a lot of goals, man. So maybe that's the reason why they brought him. But to me, I think it's a demonstration of nervousness by the bosses at Bayern Munich. They're trying to stop the goals from Bayern Munich from being scored. So he's there, and I think he's going to come up with a defensive block to try and stop Borussia Dortmund from scoring.
I think we also have to keep something in mind. You are right that not Liverpool, but Bayern Munich did sack their manager, which was a young manager by the name of now I'm forgetting his name after speaking about him for a whole 2 weeks. But a very young manager, a very young German manager, then got sacked. But then they went for the more experienced Thomas Tuchel, and I felt that at the time, because the majority of the players at Bayern were against him being there, I saw the writing on the wall once Sabitzer left. I didn't know they would sack him, but I thought something was wrong, because he came to the club from Leipzig and he dragged Sabitzer with him across the line. But now Sabitzer goes out on a loan, and Sabitzer right now, reports are saying that he doesn't want to go back to Bayern. He's happy at Manchester United, which is also a statement that needs to be looked into. But let's talk about this. Bayern Munich also sacked their manager after the announcement that they'll be going to face Manchester City in the next round of the Champions League. How much does that play a role in this decision? Now, in your perspective, just look at it from a distance.
Yeah, you see, the problem is that, as I said earlier on, is that it's a demonstration that they're being nervous about what's happening within the club. I mean, like sacking the manager at this time of the season, it's not ideal, and they can actually feel or see that Borussia Dortmund might take the league for the very first time after a long time. I mean, that's what I ended a decade of dominance by Bayern Munich. So that's why it's a very crucial game that we'll be seeing tomorrow.
Those are two big facts about this fixture in particular. But if you look at how the league position has gone for Bayern Munich, this will be the first time since match day 13 that they've been in a second position in the league. So they've been enjoying first position now for a good couple of weeks, from week 13 all the way down to week 24. They've been enjoying the top of the league. So what is your prediction saying for this game?
Yeah, my prediction is Bayern Munich is going to take this one by 1 goal to nil, knowing Thomas Tuchel that is quite a defensive coach, so he's going to set up that block the deep. It's not going to be easy for Borussia Dortmund to break it. I know that they've got speedy guys like is it Karim Adeyemi?
Yes.
I think he broke the record last time of being the fastest striker in Bundesliga.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think Bayern Munich is going to take this one. By 1 goal to nil. It's not going to be a big scoring affair.
continue our conversation by moving over to the French Ligue 1. And what are we talking about? The biggest team in the French Ligue 1 at this moment in time. It wasn't always that way. Some will tell you about Olympique Marseille, some will tell you about AS Etienne, and so many others. Olympique Lyon also crossed a couple of people's lips. But Paris Saint-Germain have dominated since the late 2000s into the 2010s. And now they're also a team that a lot of people have been expecting to win the Champions League for quite some time. They have not yet delivered. So next game we're talking about, obviously, PSG taking on Olympique Lyon. Now this is a big game. We don't even need to explain to you why. Win probabilities in favor of PSG, they're sitting on 67% with 19% for the draw and 14% for the win for Lyon. So Mr. E, talk to me about this game. Your thoughts?
I think PSG is going to take this one. Yeah, I'm looking at the front line of Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi. All three of them have scored 45 goals.
Yeah,
24 coming from Mbappe and 19 from Mbappe, Neymar 13, and Messi 13. So I think this one is going to be a high-scoring affair. And Lyon being at position 10 and having drawn the past 3 games, I think. Yes, I don't think they'll be able to stop the mean machine of PSG up front.
PSG currently on the league table, if you're looking at it, they're sitting on 66 points, they're sitting top of the league, they've played 28 games, won 21, they've only lost 4 times and drew 3. The goal difference also looking healthy, they're sitting on a goal difference of 40. Now if you take that in contrast to Lyon, they're sitting in 10th position, they have just 28 games played, 11 wins, that's a whole 10 wins less than Paris Saint-Germain. But that kind of paints a picture. Paris Saint-Germain have not been anywhere, any position less than first the whole season from week 1. Now you need to understand, week 1 we all starting off.
Yeah.
So they did have a big win at the start of the season, but they have not tasted anything but first position. Talk to me about your thoughts about these teams challenging the Paris Saint-Germain, because is it a case of it's just the name that's left, or is it a case of they are trying to challenge these guys and these guys are just too good?
I think PSG is just too good because it's expensively assembled, especially with the likes of Messi and Neymar and Mbappe. Those are the biggest strikers and that you can ever think of. Yes, and all the other guys there. So yeah, the small teams, I can't say small, but the other teams can try and challenge PSG. But PSG, they're in it for only one reason, to take the championship.
I mean, PSG right now, they are out of the Champions League thanks to Bayern Munich. You can see that they lost to Bayern Munich a whole 2-0 last time when they went to the Allianz Arena. And I look at that as a result that doesn't paint a fair picture of who they've been this season. I mean, they've been able to pick up wins in their domestic competition, but once they get into Europe, it's been a problem. Now, without the Champions League, they have nothing else to focus on but the league. Do you think that this will be a record-breaking season? We already know they're online to break the record of the most titles in the French League that was previously held by AS Etienne. They are going now. They have 10 currently. They might go down up to 11. So do you think that besides that record of breaking the most titles, do you think they'll break another record this season, maybe the most points?
Yeah, definitely, because they've been on the roll. I mean, I know they've lost to Rennes 2-0. Yes, but that doesn't temper their spirits, man. They're still on the roll with I think they're sitting at 66 points.
Yes,
which is massive as compared to Lyon right now, which is I think at 41 points. Like 10 is it 10 or 25? 10 points.
No, that's a 10 goals. I was looking at
no, it's okay. So PSG are there. They mean business. They just want to take the league and go back to the Champions League and make sure that they win it this time around. I think in the next next year, so to speak.
Mr. A, before I let you go, I just need to understand from you. Do we see Messi at PSG next season? Or are you expecting him to move on? Maybe to the MLS, maybe to Saudi Arabia, maybe to Manchester City.
I've seen a lot of videos trending since their last game that they lost 2-0 to Rennes, whereby he was being accused of not contributing enough for the team to win. So it doesn't look like he's happy at PSG, and it looks like it's being overshadowed by Mbappe as well, and his name are there. But I think at the end of the day, or at the end of the season, I think he should just take his bags and leave to Saudi Arabia and join the main man who's there. Cristiano Ronaldo. Definitely. I think even the age is now a little bit older.
Yeah.
So I think he can just go and retire in Saudi Arabia and make all the money that he wants.
I mean, just paint a picture of Messi this season in the French Ligue 1. He has 23 games and only 13 goals scored. And the main man in the league obviously has to be Kylian Mbappe. He has 24 games played, 19 goals scored. To give you a comparison, Jonathan David has the same amount of goals scored, but he took 27 games to get there. Kylian Mbappe has gotten there in just 24 games. The two players who can compare closest to him is Wasim Peñera and also Alexander Lacazette, who both have 17 goals and have done it in under 25 games. So those are the only players who can look at and put a candle to this man. But when it comes to assists, well, you know one thing about Lionel Messi, he does contribute when it comes to assists. Look at that, topping the charts with the assists. He has 23 matches played, 13 assists. Next to Neymar, he's all club mate at Barcelona. They have 20 games played and 10 assists. So that paints a better picture of why things look like they do with the goals.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Messi is an all-round player. You know, he assists, he does score as well. Yeah, I think it paints a better picture on why they have been dominating the French league of late.
Yeah. So 13 goals and 13 assists. If you're doing the math, that is about 26 goal contributions in 23 games.
23 games.
So,
which is
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's so crazy, man. I'm allowed to say that.
Right, so that's Mr. E's prediction. His prediction is that PSG will win this game. They'll definitely take the result. Make sure to stay tuned. We do have specials for this league and this game, including a price boost just for you. Right, welcome back to the show. We're definitely talking all things football in today's Diski preview show. We've taken you to England with Manchester City and Liverpool. Then we took you to Germany with Borussia Dortmund taking on Bayern Munich. Then we dragged you all the way to France where Messi's team PSG will be facing Olympic Lyon. Now it's time for us to talk all things when it comes to Italian football. And I'm talking about one of the two big clubs. Right now, the current big club and a team that has made history. I mean, they have 7 Champions League titles in their history. So we're talking about AC Milan, obviously, and the team with Maradona, Napoli. Two teams that have a contrasting form of late. And don't forget that AC Milan did win themselves the league last season. Before that, it was taken by Inter Milan. So let's talk about it. Napoli versus AC Milan. Mr. E, talk to me.
Yeah, I think Napoli has been on the roll. I think it's on position 1 right now. Doing very well. Yeah, they've won about, I think, their last 3 matches. They lost 1. Out of 7 matches, they've won 6 and lost only 1. But on AC Milan, it's a contrasting picture because they've lost 2, drew 2, and won 3. Yes. So the odds or the favor, I think Napoli is going to take this one here because they've been on the road and the current form is at 86%, while AC Milan is at 57%. So it looks like all 3 points will be going to Napoli.
I mean, if you look at their recent matches, AC Milan are walking into this game after a 3-1 loss to Udinese, while on the other side, Torino did beat Napoli by 4-0. I mean, you have to talk about Napoli, you have to talk about key players from Napoli, and there's no one right now there's no one who's talking about this team and not mentioning one player, Victor Osimhen. 23 games, 21 goals. How big will his impact be in this match?
He's one of the impact players for this match. I think it's been phenomenal, scoring 21 games in 23 matches. I think that's a very good return for a striker. Yeah, so I think he's going to play a leading role in ensuring that all the 3 points go to Napoli. Yeah. While on the other hand, we've got Olivier Giroud. He's played 24 matches and 8 goals. Not a very good return by the standards of the AC Milan that we know that took the league some time back. He's going to be there to make his contribution to make sure that all the points go to AC Milan. But I'm picking Napoli to take this 3.
But doesn't that paint a contrasting picture of these two sides? Because on the other side, Victor Osimhen and Kylian Mbappe, who have been quite so pivotal to this team. They're the 2 top goal scorers in this team. But on the other side, you must look at their assist contributions. In 23 games, Victor Osimhen has only contributed 4 assists, which is evident he's a striker. And then Kevin Adorno, who's a playmaker, he's contributed 10 out of 23 and scored a whopping 12 goals. So it's 24 goal contribution, which is at least a contribution per game. But on the other side of the game, on the other side of AC Milan, something is not happening for them in front of goal. I mean, Olivier Giroud only has 8 and he's the top goal scorer, and he has 4 assists, and he's also in the top 2 of their assists. So does that not worry AC Milan going into this game?
It definitely does worry AC Milan because the team of the size of AC Milan, and then you have the top goal scorer at 8 goals. I think while you have Napoli, the top goal scorer, is at 21. I think it's 21.
21,
goals.
yeah.
21, yeah. So it's worrying. It's a worrying factor in front of goal for AC Milan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to give you an idea, the whole season so far, not Napoli, not Kivaradona, but Napoli have been sitting first on the table from match day 6. So match day 6 all the way down to match day 26 or 27. That's about 11 weeks. They've been sitting top of the table with no one disturbing them whatsoever. So it does paint a grim picture for AC Milan. They'll be passing in and out of the top 4. They'll want to secure UEFA Champions League football, but from what we've seen this season, the Italian clubs actually did well in the Champions League. And in fact, we looked at the Champions League this season, and the English clubs didn't have the 4 that we used to see in the last 8.
Yeah.
The last 8 is now just Man City, Chelsea.
Yeah.
That's about it. Those are the only teams I could think of. So Italian football is back on the rise.
Yeah.
Napoli are sitting in the last 8 of the UEFA Champions League as we speak. So is Inter Milan, if I'm not mistaken. They face Benfica. Yes.
Yeah.
So a rise from them, good football from them. So your prediction?
Yeah, I think Napoli is going to take this one. By more than 2 goals.
So that's
they're
your
phenomenal. They're phenomenal in front of goal as opposed to AC Milan. I think the reason why AC Milan is in the top 4 but not scoring a lot of goals, maybe they are too defensive. They seem to be happy with draws and other than wins. So I think Napoli is gonna give AC Milan a defeat by about 2 goals. Yeah.
Alright, so that's where we leave it for now. That was a conversation we're having with Mr. E. Stay tuned, we do have some specials for the Italian Serie A, and we also have some prize boosts, just especially for you. Those are the specials that we've got for you under Price Boost. It's time for us to look at what's happening in African football. The CAF Champions League is our next destination. And of course, we're going to be talking about one thing and one thing only. Ahly versus Hilal. Now, I know a lot of you will ask your question, why have we gone with this fixture? Let me show you exactly why. We look at Group A. You can see that Kabila sits top of the group on 10 points alongside Wydad Casablanca. Not a lot of drama from there. You can see that both these sides are definitely through, and they're just playing these games as formalities from now on. Then we get to Group B. Now, that's where all the drama is if you've not been following the CAF Champions League. Mamelodi Sundowns are on 11 points. They drew, surprisingly, to all our surprise, against Ahilal, who were on 9 points last time out, and Mamelodi Sundowns were on 10 points. But now they sit like the Sundowns on 11, Ahilal on 10, and below them we've got Ahly, who are sitting on 7 points. Now, their fate is in their hands because they face Hilal in this fixture we're talking about on Sunday. Then we also have Raja Casablanca taking in the same group as Simba, Horoya, and Vipers. That's Group C, and as you can see with that one as well, there's not much drama that can topple anything there. We know that Raja and Simba are well and dusted, and they are through. Then we go to Group D, and as you can see with the one game left to play, there's still some drama there for second place. I mean, if Al Marrakesh, who were third last season out in their group, if they manage to get all 3 points in their game, they will then go up from 5 points to 8 points, and not quite the same result for them. They definitely are not going through. So Belouizdad and Esperance Tunis are the 2 teams that have gone through. So everybody's sorted. The only team that is not sorted is Ahly. So
Group B.
just to note it for you, if Ahly don't put their act together, if they don't pull up their socks, Zamalek are out. Already.
One of the big teams.
They sit at the bottom of Group D. Now, if Ahly don't work it out, there's no Egyptian side in the next round of the UEFA Champions. I mean, in the next round of the CAF Champions League. So it's do or die for Ahly. They're facing Hilal. Mr. E, talk to me about this game.
Yeah, definitely, it's going to be a do or die game for Ahly. I think they're going to be throwing everything at Hilal at Cairo Stadium.
Even the kitchen stove.
Even the kitchen stove and the pots and the pans and everything, just to make sure that they get the 3 points. And by the way, they're supposed to win by a 2-goal margin. But coming to Hilal, remember they lost to Mamelodi Sundowns 1-0?
Yes.
The return fixture was a draw, 1-1. Yes. And then they went on to beat Al-Hilal 1-0.
Yes, Al-Ahly, yes.
Al-Ahly 1-0. But it's not a team that we can simply say take for granted and say maybe it's going to be a walk in the park for Al-Hilal. It's going to be a difficult game to play, especially for Al-Hilal, because they need a draw or a 1-0 loss for them to go through. And if you need a draw, what you do, you just defend. You just have to make sure that you stop the likes of Pesitao and Ashraf in front of goal. So it's going to be a nice game to watch, but it's going to be a decisive one for Al-Ahly. They don't pull up their socks they're playing tomorrow,
Sunday.
Right? The 1st of April.
Yes.
Playing on the 1st of April. If they don't pull up their socks, they're out, and it's going to be the second Egyptian club to be out of the Champions League.
You know what's sad is that Al-Ahly will feel a little bit hard done, because don't forget, when the CAF Champions League group stages kicked off, they were playing their football in the FIFA Club World Cup, and they were knocked out by Real Madrid in that competition. That match caused them to miss out on the match they had to play, so they had to play a catch-up game. So when they first arrived into the CAF Champions League, when they came back to come play domestic competition, they played their first game against Hilal. That's when Hilal picked up that 1-0 result. Now that 1-0 result is coming back to haunt them, because they did beat Cotton Sport back-to-back. They went on and lost out to drew with Mamelodi Sundowns. The return fixture here in Pretoria. In Pretoria. Sundowns just tore them apart. So they had to then fix things. They did manage to beat Cotton Sport once again. But now Ahilal is the last game they have to play right now in the end of the group stages. So it is a do or die fixture. Just to give you an idea, win probability is sitting 72% in favor of Al-Ahly, obviously because they need the results. These two teams have met 5 times, with 2 wins going the way of Al-Ahly, 2 going the way of a draw, 1 going the way of Al-Hilal. And just to give you an idea, Al-Ahly have just 4 goals scored in the history of this fixture, with Al-Hilal having 3. So all of their recent meetings can be looked at from the CAF Champions League. As you can see, they did meet for the first time in 2019, and that was at the match day 2 of the Group B. They were sitting in the same group, and Al-Ahly managed to win and draw against Al-Hilal, and then the next round again they drew and they beat them again. But this time around, Al-Hilal managed to make sure that when they met the 5th time in their history in this competition, they managed to get a 1-0 result and turn their narrative around. So it's a little bit, not a lot of history, a little bit of history, but as you can see, they're Al-Ahly not always the favorites to win this game.
It's you know what's happening here is that being the last game in that group and being a decider and for the second spot, Al-Hilal, is going to be too defensive in that match there. But at the same time, let's not forget that Al-Ahly has got a very potent strike force up front. So we just wait to see how it's going to be. But Al-Hilal, having played the likes of Real Madrid, it's a very big pedigree that they're bringing into this group. It's not a light team or a small team that you can easily play against. They roll over, you get all the 3 points or something. So it's quite a big team, and it's going to be interesting on how Al-Ahly is going to approach this one as they try to retrieve themselves from the 5-2 loss to Sundowns, which puts them in this precarious position right now. It's going to be a difficult game for Al-Ahly, but it looks like they're going to pull through.
All right, so that's Mr. E's prediction. So just to give the people what they came for here, your prediction is
Al-Hilal straight win.
So Al-Hilal to win the game, not Al-Ahly.
No, sorry, Al-Ahly. Al-Ahly.
Whichever one.
Al-Al. Okay, just to recap what that is going to be. Al-Ahly from Egypt taking this one.